is quickly becoming my favorite day of the year. Not only because we have so much great content to show you guys, but also because it lifts the burden of carrying so many secrets. I can't tell you how happy I was to be able to tell my daughter's daycare that Fallout 4 was coming out.
Wow, Matt, so your daughter's what, 2?
Yeah.
And you talk about Fallout 4 at the daycare?
Not with my daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, for them and for anyone else who wants to chat about what we've got coming up tonight, please be sure to use our hashtag BE3.
That's right. You can be part of the conversation and have a chance to win something too. During the post show with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, if your question is answered on air, you could win something special. Stay tuned for details.
Speaking of Adam and Morgan, the A-Team will be here in about 20 minutes.
A-Team? What are we going to do for 20 minutes?
Don't worry, Matt. We've got this covered. Stop sweating. We've got some great content lined up for you.
That's right. Big thanks to a lot of our fans that allowed us to use their content of their favorite games.
And right after that, we're going to be showing you some great trivia from recent releases like Doom, Fallout 4. We even go deep into our catalog to really put you guys and gals to the test.
I'm going to ace the test.
You should ace the test, Matt. You wrote the questions.
Well, then I hope I ace the test. All right, roll clip.
It's Doom, baby. This game is so much fun. Trust me.
My memories of Doom are, I was a young boy, I was 6 years old, I'd never played a video game before. You know, everyone has the crazy uncle, and I'm lucky that my crazy uncle was just into video games. He's like, hey, Will, I'm going to show you this new game called Doom on the PC, and the rest is history.
Dishonored is one of the best stealth action games I've ever played in my life.
One controller, in the dark, by himself, possibly a diaper. Supposed to be scared.
With Dishonored, I've never experienced a world quite like Dunwall before, and I've only played in a few with such attention to detail.
Oh!
Yes! Oh,
Demons! Why are there demons? What's happening? Welcome to Doom.
I'm gonna be a really cool detective who wears a really cool tie and vest, and I like that.
Got a doll baby, I love her so. Nothing else like her anywhere you go. A man, she's anything but calm. A regular pint-sized atom bomb. Atom bomb, baby, little atom bomb. I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want her to be. A million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, loaded with power, radioactive. You on the edge of your seat as you fight in classic arena combat. Quake Champions also taps into another hallmark of the franchise: unique and badass characters. The game features a diverse cast of warriors, each with different attributes and unique abilities, allowing you to fight the way that you want. And you know that it has a long tradition of supporting competitive tournaments, and that continues with Quake Champions. The game is designed for world-class esports play at every level, from the world's greatest Quake players to anyone willing to test their skills in the arena. So as part of the launch plan for Quake Champions, Bethesda will be supporting and expanding competitive tournaments and leagues beyond QuakeCon. And we'll have more to share about that in the coming months. I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek into our newest game. Join us at QuakeCon in August, and we'll have even more to talk about. And now, please join me in welcoming Bethesda's Global Vice President of PR and Marketing, Pete Hines.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tim. As Tim said, we have even more to show on Quake Champions this August at QuakeCon. It's right there in the name. How would we not have our new Quake game at QuakeCon? Make any sense? But right now, we're not at QuakeCon. We're at E3, the biggest week in gaming. And this is the Bethesda E3 showcase. So welcome to everyone here with me and to the millions of you watching online around the world. Thank you for joining us. We planned this showcase just like we make all of our games for you. Now, last year, our showcase kicked off a big year for Bethesda, one of the biggest in our many years of making games. So let me mention just a few highlights. The Elder Scrolls Online was released on console and became one of the best-selling games of 2015 and was named MMO of the Year. We launched Fallout Shelter, the very first mobile game from Bethesda Game Studios, and it became an instant hit and winner of multiple Mobile Game of the Year awards. In November, Fallout 4 was one of the biggest launches in the industry. So you've heard of it, good. And won numerous Game of the Year awards, including at DICE and again at the BAFTA Awards. And now Fallout 4 is bringing user mods to Xbox One and soon to PS4 in a way that's never been seen before. And just last month, the new Doom was released to rave reviews. Now, the original Doom almost single-handedly popularized first-person shooter games, and now you have a new Doom game, faithful to its legacy with some of the best graphics and gameplay ever, and millions of fans have been enjoying the fast-paced action and creating and sharing mods using SnapMap. The response to all of these games has been amazing, and your enthusiasm and support for us has encouraged us to go even bigger. You just heard about our new Quake game. Let's see what else we have planned for you guys. At last year's showcase, I told you about the Elder Scrolls Legends, a free-to-play collectible card game. Now, as I said last year, I am a huge fan of these games. I play them a lot. So this is a game I'm particularly excited about. Legends provides a very deep strategy experience through both single and multiplayer modes, beginning with a campaign complete with a compelling story, interesting characters, and some great gameplay. The story is told from the perspective of a moth priest named Kellen. I'll let him tell you a little more as we take a look at the campaign's opening cinematic.
The Elder Scrolls show us what was and what yet will be. And they have revealed much to me.
Spare us your stories, old man, unless they can sharpen spears. Our war chief is dying. Our enemies are massing for another attack. We must prepare for battle.
We should go, Kellen. We have the scroll we came for. And this one smells blood in the wind.
Patience, Nog. I have words yet to speak here. Stories can do surprising things, Spear Maiden, whether they are true or not. And the Emperor fled north, leaving Cyrodiil to the invaders. This is the story of a forgotten hero who changed the very course of history.
When Legends begins, you're set on a path to discover the world of the Elder Scrolls in a way you haven't seen before. The choices you make define your approach and unlock all the depth the game has to offer. A two-lane battlefield provides more variety and strategic depth. Players make decisions that change the cards they want to improve or add to their decks, and we offer a full single-player campaign as well as multiple ways to play against the AI or other players in both battle and arena modes. Now, we began public beta testing in April, and so far the feedback from the people who have been playing has been terrific. To celebrate E3 this week, we'll be letting even more of you into the beta to start playing. Now, if you haven't signed up yet, just visit Bethesda.net, create an account, and sign up, and be sure to keep an eye on your email. Also tonight, we're very pleased to announce that in addition to PC and iPad, Legends will be coming to iPhone, Mac, and Android tablets and phones later this year. As I said, I'm very excited about Legends as it brings together an award-winning franchise that I love and a new genre. And whether you're a veteran strategy card fan or have never played a game before, it's a game we think you'll all really enjoy. And now, so long as we're on the topic of Legends, let's take a look at what the team at Bethesda Game Studios has been hard at work on.
Welcome here to Bethesda Game Studios. It's amazing to think it has only been a year since you first heard about Fallout 4 at this very event. And thanks to you, it became not just our most popular game ever, but one of the industry's. It has simply blown us away, and we're incredibly blessed to have fans like you. Seeing what you've created, not just in the main game with the add-ons and of course mods, it is just incredible. And we're not done yet. We're excited to show you what's coming next for Fallout 4.
It's all over, but the crying, and I can't get over crying over you.
Of course, we didn't just announce Fallout 4 last year. We also announced and released Fallout Shelter, which over 50 million of you have downloaded and played. We have a really big update coming out. Take a look. We hope you're as excited as we are about all of the stuff coming to Fallout. We want to thank you again, not just for your support over the last year, but your support of our whole studio really over the last 20 years. There is something else, though, that you've been asking us about, and yes, we've been working on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the president and co-creative director of Arcane Studios, Rafael Colantonio.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm very excited to be here tonight on behalf of Arcane Studios, the makers of Dishonored. Our passion is for a very specific kind of game, first-person immersive games. Our games blend narration and simulation in a way that makes every player's experience different, where players can improvise and where choices have consequence. Our games encourage replay in order to try different play styles so that players are free to play their own way. In 2012, we released Dishonored. We were thrilled that the game was so well received by the gamers and the critics all around the world. That was like one of the best feelings for us developers. After that launch, my friend and co-director Harvey Smith took the lead on Dishonored 2. So he went to France in Lyon and worked with the team over there. Meanwhile, I have been busy in Austin working on something else with the team in Austin. And tonight, I have a surprise for you. I'm going to reveal what that surprise is in a minute. It's a new game built on the values that are so dear to Arcane. It's another first-person immersive game set in a dangerous universe. Only this time, we've added a psychological thrill. Here is the world's first look at what we've been up to.
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. There is no duration set for this meeting. There is a 3 p.m. meeting in TranStar Conference Room A to greenlight research and development plans. Please confirm your attendance prior to arrival. The most recent test results from the Cybertron. Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032.
Good morning, Morgan. Looks like we have some tests to run through today.
Good morning, Morgan. You're not going to like what I have to say next.
In Prey, you awaken aboard Talos 1, a very special space station. It is year 2032. You are the key subject of an experiment meant to alter humanity forever. But things have gone wrong, of course. The space station has been overrun by an alien threat, and you are now being hunted. As you dig into the dark secrets of Talos 1 and your own past, you must survive using all the tools at your disposal on board of the station. Your wits, weapons, and mind-bending abilities. Prey will be available next year on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. We'll have more to show at the QuakeCon, so be sure to join us there. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Marty Stratton, executive producer of Doom at id Software. Last month, we had the privilege of releasing one of the most iconic titles in our industry to fans around the world. We challenged ourselves to ensure Doom lived up to its incredible legacy, and we thank you, our fans, for making the Doom launch such a tremendous success. It's been amazing to watch and hear from the millions of players enjoying the many aspects of the game. From those of you gunning for the perfect run through the campaign, to others constantly testing their skills in multiplayer, you continue to inspire our team. Last year, we told you we wanted to put the power of creation in the hands of every player through Doom SnapMap, allowing for an endless stream of new gameplay. And in the coming months, we're excited to be supporting Doom SnapMap with free updates and even more ways to play. We'll be delivering new construction modules, including hell visual themes, as well as new props, objects, weapons, and items. While creators can look forward to new logic options and functionality, like the ability to create true single-player experiences with features like the popular weapon wheel found in the campaign. And again, throughout the year, every SnapMap feature and update is free for every player. For multiplayer, next month we'll release 2 new modes, including a uniquely Doom variant of One Flag CTF called Exodus, as well as an all-new multi-zone capture and hold mode called Sector. Later this summer, we'll turn up the heat with the release of 3 free-for-all modes, including Classic Deathmatch. These modes will be free to all players and playable on any existing or future maps. Also next month, fans can look forward to our first premium Doom DLC pack, Unto the Evil. The first DLC pack includes 3 new multiplayer maps, Offering, Cataclysm, and Ritual. A new playable demon called the Harvester, a new gun, equipment item, armor sets, taunts, and more. With just a month past since our launch, we hope you've only scratched the surface of fun we packed into the game. And we can't wait to give you even more ways to compete, create, play, and fight like hell. Thank you.
Wow, ton of great stuff there for everyone that's enjoying Doom. And again, we thank you, the fans, for making it such a hit. Doom has received near universal acclaim from critics and players alike for its fast combat, over-the-top demons, and amazing graphics, everything that it is known for. Now, it is also known as a longtime supporter of shareware, or for you youngsters in the audience, that's what us old guys used to call a demo. And in a nod to that tradition, we decided to offer anyone that hasn't checked out Doom's amazing gameplay a chance to do it for free. So, starting tonight, you can download and play the first level of Doom on Steam, PS4, or Xbox One for free. Now, this offer is only good this week, but we want everyone to have a chance to see why Doom is one of the highest rated shooters ever. So if you love super intense action or you just want to experience state-of-the-art gaming, go download Doom and fight like hell on us. We think you'll see what everyone else is talking about. Now, let's shift from Demons of Hell to Daedric Princes and Secret Assassin Cults. Please welcome from ZeniMax Online Studios, the Elder Scrolls Online game director, Matt Firer. Matt?
Thanks, everyone. Good evening. This week is the 1-year anniversary of the launch of the Elder Scrolls Online on Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Because we were launching the game this time last year, I was a little busy and I wasn't able to be here in person, but I made sure I was here this year to tell everyone what's been happening with the Elder Scrolls Online. From the console launch last June to the release of 3 critically acclaimed DLC game packs during the year, all of us at ZeniMax Online have been really, really busy. But before I go any further, I want to take a moment and thank all of our fans for your support, your enthusiasm, and your feedback. We take it really seriously, and we continue to work to improve the game. And based on the response, you like the changes. Elder Scrolls Online was named Best MMOG of 2015, was one of the best-selling games of the year of any kind, and now supports a highly engaged community of over 7 million of you who have been exploring this enormous world of Tamriel. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the Elder Scrolls Online from launch onward. As you can see, the Elder Scrolls Online community is having a lot of fun playing the game, and our player community is still growing. Tonight, I'm very happy to announce that on June 23rd, we'll be expanding internationally by launching Elder Scrolls Online in Japan. We look forward to welcoming these fellow adventurers to the exciting world of Tamriel. And for everyone who plays, we have a lot more great content on the way. For me, one of my favorite moments in any RPG ever was the Dark Brotherhood quest in the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion. It was packed full of assassination and intrigue, and like me, fans everywhere loved it. So I'm particularly excited for the launch of the Dark Brotherhood DLC game pack on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 this Tuesday. In the Dark Brotherhood DLC, you'll travel to another location from Oblivion, the Gold Coast of Cyrodiil. The Dark Brotherhood has an appropriately dark storyline full of intrigue and mystery and brings all new repeatable quest gameplay to ESO. So please enjoy the worldwide debut of the Dark Brotherhood DLC launch trailer.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me. For the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. This is the Black Sacrament, Initiate, a contract that calls for murder. Now go, assassin. Take your blade into the night. Be rewarded for your service in our business of death. Welcome, Initiate, to the Dark Brotherhood. And know this, in Tamriel, no one is safe. Especially from us.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me.
Our PC players are already having fun sneaking around Tamriel and learning more about this mysterious group. And we can't wait to see what happens when our console players get to experience the Dark Brotherhood this week. But that's not all. A core philosophy in the Elder Scrolls Online is to constantly make the game better. Since launch, we've regularly been adding innovative features such as the Justice System and the Champion System, and we're about to make another game changer. Tonight, we're announcing One Tamriel, marking another major evolution of gameplay in the Elder Scrolls Online. With One Tamriel, all characters will be automatically leveled to content in the world, allowing them to freely group with anyone they want, and also to explore the vast world of Tamriel with no level restrictions. This means all content barriers are gone and there are no restrictions on alliances or questing. From the moment you get out of the tutorial, the entire game world is open for you to explore freely. You can go wherever you want and play with whomever you want. This is the first time this has ever been done in a multi-platform RPG. We'll think you'll love it. One Tamriel will be coming to the Elder Scrolls Online this fall. In closing, I want to thank the awesome Elder Scrolls Online community for your support. We never take it for granted. We work hard every day to make your Elder Scrolls Online experience the awesome adventure you want and deserve. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Matt. Well done. Now, we want you to get as much as possible out of this year's showcase. So this year, after we're done here in the hangar, we're just going to keep the showcase going. Now, for those of you watching at home, our pre-show hosts, Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, will be back to take over the stream, and they'll bring you exclusive interviews and more information about all the games that we're talking about here tonight. Here in Los Angeles, we've built an interactive space over on the other side of the lot where you have a chance to learn more about our games, play some of them, and meet some of our developers. Over there is also food, drink, and to make sure it's a real party, we have arranged a special performance by Blink 182, who will drop their new album, California, in a couple of weeks, and you get to hear them live tonight as they start their summer tour. Now we have another treat for you over there as well, a chance to experience the latest in virtual reality from Bethesda. Ooh. Weren't expecting that, were you? Now, the first time anyone experienced modern VR was at E3 2012, and if you were there and lucky enough, you may remember getting to play Doom 3 BFG in our booth. Now, at the time, we had solved some of the toughest technology challenges posed by VR, and people were amazed. Since then, we've quietly continued our pioneering work in VR, and tonight, we want you to see and experience what you feel when you put on a headset and play the latest AAA games in the industry. Now, we have two games for you to experience. The first is the just released Doom. You can take a virtual tour of hell and get a totally unique look at the very latest in graphics and true next-gen rendering from our id Tech 6 engine. In addition, we think the greatest promise of VR is its ability to immerse players completely into virtual worlds, and that the best games for that experience will be first-person open-world RPGs. So we have Fallout 4 for you to play as well. Wander the Wasteland, check out the iconic Red Rocket Tri-Combat. I'm telling you, with a Pip-Boy on your arm, a dog by your side, a gun in your hand, it's pretty incredible. Tonight, we're pleased to announce that Fallout 4 will be released in 2017 on the HTC Vive platform. And if you thought survival mode was an intense way to experience Fallout, you ain't seen nothing yet. We want to give you a glimpse into where we're headed with VR, where you can expect us to remain a leader, offering our games on the very best platforms you choose. So be sure to check it out. Now, for more on the second half of the showcase, let's check in with Adam and Morgan to see what's happening and get an update on what they have planned. Adam, Morgan, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Pete. Now, we are here at BE3+, and this is sort of this experience that you guys are going to get to see after the showcase. We have some Bethesda VR over here. Now, right now, there's no line, so that's kind of tempting, isn't it?
So taking advantage of that. And over here, Elder Scrolls Legends, for everyone to play. Pete, I fully expect to see you at one of these tables showing off that card mastery skill I know you possess.
Now, in here, Adam and I are actually going to be interviewing some of the developers that you guys just saw their games on stage, so we're going to have a lot more information for you. So everybody on the stream needs to stay tuned for that after the showcase.
Lots of good info, but for the moment, let's go back to Pete and even more games.
Thank you, Adam and Morgan. We will see you guys in a few minutes, but we are not going anywhere just yet because there is one more thing that we think you are going to want to see. Last year, we announced that a sequel to Dishonored was in development, marking a new chapter to the Game of the Year from Arcane Studios. We shared a few tidbits about the sequel, but for the most part, you could say we've been in stealth mode. Until now. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Dishonored 2 is going to be a very special game, one that lives up to its celebrated legacy and then goes way beyond. To tell you more, please join me in welcoming the creative director of Dishonored 2, Harvey Smith.
Wow. Thanks, Pete. Hi, everybody. In Dishonored, you play a supernatural assassin in a steampunk city. The game blends combat, stealth, and mobility, giving you many different pathways and approaches. When the original Dishonored was released in 2012, you embraced the game and made it your own. You discovered moves and combinations of powers that we didn't even imagine. We were thrilled by your passion for Dishonored, and we were humbled by the success of the game, which won more than 100 Game of the Year awards. At last year's E3, we announced Dishonored 2. So tonight, here with all of you for the first time, we're going to show you the game. Welcome back to the Empire of the Isles, a rich, Victorian-inspired fantasy world with a distinct style and an exotic cast of characters. For Dishonored 2, we wanted to explore a new location, Karnaca, the jewel of the South. Our approach to world creation is very layered. Our art and design teams work together to create a strong sense of place with a well-realized culture. It's based on the people living there, the work they do, the architecture, economy, the climate, even the food and songs. In order to bring Karnaca to life, we've created a custom game engine designed to support our signature art direction and level design. We wanted Dishonored 2 to resemble a painting in motion, so we've given considerable thought to our lighting and the way it plays across every surface. We've created custom tools to support the interruptible, real-time narrative scenes necessary for a stealth simulation. And the same is true for our approach to audio, both in terms of atmospherics and stealth gameplay. All of these details make Karnaca more vivid thanks to our new technology, which we call the Void Engine. In crafting spaces for you to explore, we've got several creative goals. We want the environment to feel coherent and complete, plausible. Where do these characters live and how do they get to work? Is there a viable pathway that makes sense? Where do they take their breaks or stop for lunch? But it goes further than that. For Dishonored 2, we felt compelled to ask ourselves about the history of a given street or shop. What was there a decade before the player arrives in Karnaca? Often you can see the layers of history, watermarks on the wall from past floods, peeling posters and advertisements from years ago. We want every market, every alley to tell a story and to offer you the chance to see something novel or intriguing. Dishonored 2 starts and ends in Dunwall, but most of the action takes place here in Karnaca. All right, there you go. Your first look at Dishonored 2. Thank you. On behalf of all my teammates at Arcane and Leon, who worked so hard to bring this to you, and my dear friend Rafael Colantonio, thank you so much for all the passion you've given the game. In the first Dishonored game, you played Corvo Attano, falsely accused of killing the Empress, the woman he loved and was sworn to protect. And you were blamed for the abduction of their daughter, Emily Caldwin. After escaping on the night of his execution, Corvo is gifted with supernatural powers and dedicates himself to avenging the death of the Empress and restoring young Emily to the throne. As we began to work on Dishonored 2, a single question haunted us. What became of Emily Caldwin? How would her experiences affect her, and what kind of ruler would she become? We envisioned Emily grown up, 25 years of age, and then we began to imagine what she'd be like as a heroic figure, as someone fighting for her life against the forces of deceit. We developed a vision for Emily Caldwin that excited us, and at E3 last year, we shared that vision with the world. Dishonored 2 is set 15 years after the first game. Emily Caldwin rules the Empire, watched over by her father, Corvo Attano.
All hail Her Imperial Majesty, Emily Caldwin.
Loyal subjects, we're going through a difficult time, but today we honor my mother, the late Jessamine Caldwin. May her memory survive through the ages.
Emily.
You look tired, Father.
Every year, I think the anniversary of Jessamine's death will be easier, and it never is.
I wish Mother was still the Empress. I don't think I'm very good at this.
You're still learning. Don't worry about the rabble-rousers, and we'll catch the crown killer, eventually.
People are saying it's you, that these assassinations are a misguided effort to protect me.
No, someone's trying to make us look guilty by targeting your enemies.
I wish I could just run away from all this.
Sometimes you do. You think I don't know about your nights out on the rooftops? Courage. The ceremony will be over soon.
Royal Protector and Father. I should have passed a law against that combination of titles years ago.
When an otherworldly usurper seizes the throne, the fate of the Empire is left hanging in the balance. Dishonored 2 offers you the choice of playing as Empress Emily Caldwin or the Royal Protector, Corvo Attano. Emily and Corvo are both fully voiced this time, with their own perspectives and emotional responses to the events transpiring around them. Whoever you choose to play, you've got to flee Dunwall, your home, and travel to Karnaca in order to unravel the threads of a conspiracy and take back what's yours.
I've gotta get away. I should talk to the captain of that ship.
Dishonored is known for unscripted, simulation-driven missions where no two players ever have the same experience. There are many pathways to explore as you penetrate well-defended locations, numerous ways to find and eliminate nefarious targets. In crafting the missions for Dishonored 2, we've put a much greater emphasis on big, interesting themes, either from a gameplay or fictional standpoint, making each mission a wildly unique place to explore. I'll explain a little bit more about that. Today we're going to show you the Dust District, an industrial ruin ravaged by terrible storms that hit at random intervals. In the Dust District, a militant religious faction called the Overseers is at war with the Howler Gang. The leaders of both factions are trying to take each other down. You can side with the Overseers or the Howlers or neither. There are many ways to complete the mission.
To tell you more, I'll wait here in the skip and take you back to the dreadful whale after you finish.
Everything you see here is rendered in the Void engine, designed to create atmospheric and exploration-rich spaces. To reach our target, Vice Overseer Byrne, we've got to get past a Grand Guard checkpoint sealed off by a wall of light, a cruel security device reinstated by the Duke of Serkonos.
Order
orders from the Duke. We're losing too many people. Good soldiers blinded by that hallucinogenic powder the Howlers used, then stabbed to death or dragged down by the Abbey's hounds. One young lieutenant got hit by an overseer grenade. That was it. He was one of the Duke's distant cousins.
Shit. Let's hope they do enough damage to each other so the fight goes out of them.
That won't happen until someone manages to kill either Paulo or vice overseer.
We've made much greater use of vertical space for Dishonored 2, encouraging players to explore the rooftops above the streets.
Dust from the mines.
The storm alters visibility for the AI and for the player. A random storm hits and Emily comments on it. Many of the security devices in Dishonored 2 are powered by wind, a unique feature of Karnaca. So here we're switching off the windmill to get through the wall of light. There'll be a lot going on in this next fight. Drop attack, guards climbing and vaulting, combat choke, and Emily using far reach to pull an explosive whale oil tank toward her from a distance.
You aren't doing it!
It's okay! Let's get to the road for you! Hey, you! Come here!
All right, let's jump forward closer to our target, Vice Overseer Byrne. The Overseers are fighting the Howler Gang for the hearts and minds of the people of Karnaca. What happens here will influence Karnaca's future and the end games.
The champion, the
The last overseer hasn't shared his plans with me. He's upstairs now, so I assume we'll learn something before long.
Here we're going to use Emily's Mesmerize power to lull a group of Overseers into a stupor, evading combat altogether. Mesmerized, they won't notice Emily or even remember that she was here.
There you are. I feel so empty right now.
Far Reach can be upgraded not only to pull objects from a distance, but also enemies, so you can finish them off in midair. This time, all of Emily's powers, which are new, and all of Corvo's can be fully upgraded using entirely new skill trees, giving you the ability to customize more deeply. If you're new to the Dishonored series, it's all about options and exploration, playing at your own pace. The game has many different pathways through each mission, and also different approaches, stealth or combat, lethal or non-lethal, and a wide array of supernatural powers that will dramatically change the experience as you play. We're very close to Vice Overseer Byrne's office now.
The Duke will topple soon. The sisters of the oracular order have seen it, and I feel it in my bones. So this stalemate with the Howlers must be resolved.
Byrne is giving a briefing using a projector. We're going to plant a stun mine and then link several of the Overseers with Emily's domino power, so that whatever happens to one of them will happen to all of them. They share the same fate.
God trying to bring power. We suffered fatal injuries. Somehow he comes back the next day to fight again. Whatever witchcraft he has.
Switching off the projector will attract Vice Overseer Byrne's attention, and when the mine affects one Overseer, it will affect all of them.
Go check, brother.
Right away.
There are many creative ways to use domino. Now we're going to show you Shadow Walk, another key power for Emily. Shadow Walk is useful for stealth and combat. You saw it in the announced trailer that we made for the game, and you can fully use it in the game. Like all the powers, it can be upgraded in a variety of ways. With Vice Overseer Byrne out of the picture, the leader of the Howlers will owe Emily a favor, and that's just one way to complete the Dust District mission. Before closing today, we want to demonstrate another signature environment from a mission called A Crack in the Slab. It's another example of the missions in Dishonored 2 and how they're built around big, interesting themes. This mission takes place in a ruined manor that's been sealed for several years. At the start, the outsider appears and explains that reality was warped inside this place after an occult event. Your supernatural powers won't work inside the manor, and even time behaves strangely, allowing you to travel back and forth between the ruined present and the past when the manor was lavish and refined. Here we're in the present, when the manor is in ruins. Now we've moved backwards, years into the past, when the manor was still inhabited and guarded. Looking through the lenses of the outsider's timepiece, you can see the alternate timeline. This is useful for solving puzzles, as you've seen, but it can also be used to avoid or take down enemies. You can watch enemies in the alternate timeline and then step through to execute your plans. We hope you're going to love the game as much as we do. Thank you. Thank you. I have to once again give a shout out to my team in France. They've worked so hard and they are so passionate about the game. And the first game, they're really ready for you to get you guys to get your hands on it. And you don't have to wait long. All of you can leave your mark on the Empire of the Isles because Dishonored 2 will release on PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and PC November 11th, 2016. But before I go, I've got one more thing for you. This is the worldwide launch of the Dishonored 2 gameplay trailer. You're seeing it here first. Good night.
Walk on, gold dust woman. Take your silver spoon and dig your grave. Wake up in the morning, see your sunrise, loves to go down, go down. Did you make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love? Tell me, is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go on? Walk on, ancient queen, follow those who pale in your shadow. Rules made by lovers. You better put your kingdom up for sale. Up for sale. Did you make you cry? Make you break down, shining around the love. Now tell me, is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? Go home. Go home. Shadow.
Very excited about Dishonored 2. Could I please have another round of applause for the very shy and took off Harvey Smith and everyone at Arcane Studios. Those guys are fantastic. They've been working their butts off. Now, one of the things that Dishonored fans have been asking about a lot is whether or not we're going to do a collector's edition. So tonight, I'm happy to confirm that yes, we will be doing a limited number of Dishonored 2 collector's editions. The collector's edition comes with a very cool replica of Corvo's mask as well as Emily's ring, and it'll be available through retailers around the globe, but supplies are limited. And as we saw with Fallout 4 last year, and you know who you are, they go out quickly. So if you want one, I suggest that you pre-order one before they all go away. Also, if you pre-order or digitally pre-purchase any version of Dishonored 2 for a limited time only, you will get a free copy of Dishonored Definitive Edition, which includes the original critically acclaimed game plus all of the add-on content remastered for the current generation of consoles. Cool. Now, games like Dishonored 2 and all of the games that we've shown here tonight don't happen by accident. There are wonderfully talented, dedicated people working hard every day to build games that thrill and inspire all of us. And I want to take a moment to recognize and thank the entire Bethesda team and all of our studios. So if you take a look, you'll see teams from all over the world who are joining us now. Would you please would you please join me in thanking them all for their incredible and dedicated work? Thank you very much. That was great. So, from Quake Champions to Dishonored 2, from The Elder Scrolls Legends to Prey, plus all of the new content for Doom, The Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 4, and Fallout Shelter, and the latest in virtual reality gaming, it should be another big year for Bethesda. Now, this has already been a great night, and we want to commemorate this moment and give you guys something special to remember it by. So for all of you here in Los Angeles, when you leave tonight, you'll get a special t-shirt. Commemorating this event and all of the games that we've shown. And for those of you watching the stream at home, Adam and Morgan have t-shirts to give away, so keep watching for a chance to get yours. And that is everything we have to show you from this stage. So if you're here with me in the hangar, you can head over to the other side of the lot. If you're watching online, don't go anywhere. Adam and Morgan are about to take over the second half of the stream. For the rest of our showcase, from all of us at Bethesda, thank you all so much for playing our games and joining us. That's it for me. Have a great night. Adam and Morgan, take it away.
All right, thank you so much, Pete. And hello, everyone. I am Adam Sussler, and along with Morgan Webb, I'll be here at BE3 for about the next hour, interviewing the developers behind the games you just saw. That's Prey, Dishonored 2, Quake Champions to Doom, Fallout, and so much more. We're going to be bringing you exclusive info straight from the source. But do not forget to follow us on Twitter. That's at Bethesda, and using the hashtag BE3. We even have a very cool t-shirt for anyone whose question we ask on the air. But right now, we are here at the Elder Scrolls pub, where there's beer and massive turkey legs, because that's what everyone ate in medieval fantasy times. Anyway, I am here with the Elder Scrolls Online's creative director, Matt Firer. So good to see you.
Good to see you.
And congratulations.
Thank you.
So, Elder Scrolls Online has had a very big year last year in 2015. I know you're making sure it's going to have just as big a year in 2016, but you really did listen to the community and make a lot of changes to the game. What inspired you to do that, and how did you prioritize what you wanted to do with the game?
Yeah, so after PC launch, we looked at the feedback and we knew we had some work to do. So we actually sat down and thought about, what is the common theme in the feedback? What is it that players are looking for? And we kind of came up with a list of things that basically make the game wider, give more freedom to the player to do things. So you saw things like the justice system where you could be a criminal if you wanted. Things like the champion system where you could actually make your character more powerful at endgame. Just more options for the player. So if we just announced one Tamriel, which is kind of the last of those big features that we were going to do. But basically the common feature was make it more like an Elder Scrolls game. Make it more like the player can do what they want to do.
Now, Dark Brotherhood is coming to consoles this week. For those that are getting ready to play it, what can they expect in this expansion?
Yeah, the Dark Brotherhood, is one of my favorite organizations in any Elder Scrolls game. So, it's a piece of Elder Scrolls lore that we really wanted to dip into, and that's kind of what we do in Elder Scrolls Online. Is we pick, hallmark things like the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood and Orsinium, which players hadn't seen in forever. The Dark Brotherhood, it's a story of political intrigue, assassination. You join the Dark Brotherhood, you learn a lot about this kind of secret organization, and we're really excited for console players to be able to get to it this week.
Let's talk about what you just mentioned. One Tamriel, obviously a big announcement, a big initiative for you. Let's get into greater detail about what that means in playing Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah, so what it really means is it makes the game much more social, because players are divided right now in the game by level, by alliance, and in the Elder Scrolls kind of way of playing an Elder Scrolls game is it's freedom. And so we really want to give players the freedom to kind of experience the alliance that they wanted, to group with whoever they wanted, and to really just walk across the world in the way that they want to go. And One Tamriel achieves that. It'll be much easier to find a group because anyone can group together. If you're an experienced player and you want to get help a less experienced player, you can do it because you can group together. And it's a very social way to play the game.
The part that just kind of fascinates me about it is that's a very dramatic change to the game. You have these structures, you have kind of players kind of in certain areas for certain levels that they're playing the game, and then it would open up others. What does that mean from a design standpoint to suddenly take that all away? I mean, that sounds like a lot of work and consideration.
Yeah, it's a big change, but the savvy players will know we've been doing this for a while now in our DLC, and we've been kind of implementing the system and kind of honing the fine edges in Orsinium and Dark Brotherhood and Thieves Guild. So basically what it does is it levels the player to the content and then allows them to group together. So we've really been working on this for a while, and now we're spreading it to the whole game instead of just in the DLC.
Well, my final question, I don't even know if it is a question, but community obviously means a lot. You've gained 7 million players, you're making them happier, you're listening to them. They're out there right now. Is there anything you would like to say to the Elder Scrolls Online community to get them all the more amped up?
Absolutely. The Elder Scrolls Online community is amazing, and it's very large, and I was very happy to be able to give the number of that community, which is 7 million. So, a lot of people, and they're very passionate, and we work hard every day to make the Elder Scrolls Online better. And I just want to say one thing, we're working on a lot more things than we talked about tonight. So stay tuned to E3 coverage, and we'll be talking about a lot of other things that you may be interested in besides what we talked about tonight. But seriously, I thank the community. You guys are great. You're why we do what we do.
Matt? You're always a good guy. Absolute pleasure to talk to you, and congratulations again on all the announcements. Now, for all of you out there, I'm excited about Dark Brotherhood, so let's take another look at the Dark Brotherhood trailer and stick around afterwards. Morgan Webb is going to be talking with ID's Tim Willits about more on Quake Champions in a moment.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me, for the sins of the unworthy must be baptized in blood and fear. This is the Black Sacrament Initiate, a contract that calls for murder. Now go, assassin. Take your blade into the night. Be rewarded for your service. in our business of death. Welcome, initiate, to the Dark Brotherhood. And know this, in Tamriel, no one is safe. Especially from us.
Sweet mother, send your child unto me.
Hello, I'm Morgan Webb, and this is the Bethesda E3 Showcase, hashtag BE3. I am here with id Software Studio Director Tim Willits. Tim, you kicked off the showcase this year by announcing your new game, Quake Champions. People saw the queue and they got really, really excited. How did that feel?
You know, it's always thrilling. This is a great crowd. We have a lot of great Quake fans that have supported us for 20 years, and it's really exciting to bring Quake Champions back, and it's all new and it's all better.
But it's still exciting when you hear that reaction, right?
Yes, definitely.
Now, so you were a co-designer on the original Quake, and now you are back working on an all-new Quake. How has it really changed in those intervening years?
Well, things are definitely different,
Yeah.
but it's that real spirit of Quake that is something that we want to hold true as we move on. It's the arena style, it's fast action, PC focused, really delivering the true Quake experience to our Quake fans. That's what we want to achieve with Quake Champions.
And so what does it take to build a game like this? Because I know you're probably not the only one working on it right now.
Yes. So we are working with a partner company called Saber Interactive, and the technology is part id Software technology and then part new technology.
What's the new technology?
It makes it really fast.
Okay, well let's talk about the specs then. How fast can we get it running?
So for us, we want Quake Champions to be a true esports game, and to be an esports game, to be competitive, you need to run fast. And pro players expect 120 hertz. They expect lightning fast response, and we want to make a game with unlocked frame rates that will run as fast as you can throw hardware at it.
But you also said that it was meant for all skill levels, and that seems like it's going to be something hard to design for, because you do want to really address that more hardcore shooter crowd, but then you also want to make it not completely intimidating when somebody picks it up.
Yes, we want Quake Champions we want as many people as possible to play the game. So one of the things that we've really tried to do with the champions themselves is to give characters that people can play with, that fit their combat style. We have found that everyone plays first-person shooters differently. Some people are offensive, some people are defensive. What we want you to do is we want you to find the champion that best fits your play style, and work with that champion and to grow that champion and to be that champion.
So you're kind of expecting people are now going to pick somebody and then really stick with that and make that, the essence of who they are.
Yes, that's how I play. Yeah, I play the same champion.
Okay.
Because that's the one that fits my play style. And yes, we'll have lots of different champions that do lots of different things, and you can jump around if you want. But you know what? If you like one, play one.
Let's talk about the champions then. So who did we see today?
So in the release, the announced trailer, we highlighted 4 of our champions. We have Ranger, which is a classic Quake character. Visor is a classic Quake 3 character. And then 2 new characters, Nyx and Scalebearer. And each of those champions showcase one of their active abilities. For instance, Scalebearer had the Bull Rush, and Nyx had the Phase Out. And like Ranger threw the Dire Orb, which is a throwback to Quake 1, where you teleport to the Dire Orb to kill the boss. So for each of these champions, we're tapping into the legacy of the characters, but giving them something new and exciting.
And I'm sure you're still working on balancing all of that.
Yes, which is great because we get to play a lot.
Yeah.
And I still love to play Quake, and we never have a problem finding people to play with us.
So who is your favorite champion then?
So of the 4 that we showed.
All right.
I am a big Nyx fan.
Okay.
She's fast.
Yep.
She rocket jumps really high. Mm-hmm. And the phase shift allows me to get in and out of combat the way I want.
So we should talk about rocket jump, because we've been seeing some questions about that.
Oh, you have?
Yes, on the Twitters, we've been seeing some questions about that.
You will be able to rocket jump, strafe jumping, rocket jumping, the ledge pop-up, all the things that that true Quake fans that have grown to expect in our games, we are going to deliver.
How do you really bring that into the modern era, though, in a way? Like, so what are like the sort of three things that you find like the core essence of Quake?
So the three core aspects of Quake, really the level design, that true arena-style combat, movement as offense and defense. So it's how you move through the map. And then with Quake Champions, we are bringing something new, and it's the champion that you pick and how you want to play them will really add that unique aspect that will bring new people in and then give people that have played our game for 20 years something new.
All right, so when can we find out more?
So to learn more about Quake Champions, like I said, in August 4th of this year at QuakeCon, we will have more to talk about.
All right, let us take a look at the Quake Champions trailer. Stay tuned. On the other side of that, we're going to be joined by Blink 182. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the Bethesda E3 Showcase, hashtag BE3. The Bethesda Showcase helps kick off E3, which is the biggest week in gaming, and Bethesda has gone all out with this year's showcase. We are here standing with some handsome gentlemen. We're going to be treated to a very special concert from Blink 182.
And as you can see, joining us are the band, Mark Hoppus, Travis Barker, and Matt Skiba. Guys, let's just start off with what's happening with you. You just recently dropped your first single, Bored to Death. It's a wonderful response. I mean, how does it feel to, suddenly have a new hit all over again?
It's really cool. We're really excited about the single. We're really excited about the album coming out. We're hitting the road for the next 3 months straight, and it feels really good.
Now, this is your first E3, I hear. What do you think of the experience?
Well, we haven't gotten to check out too much so far, although I did go over and raid the free candy thing and ate too much candy. And then I think on Tuesday I'm going to actually walk the show and see what's up over there.
Well, you guys should definitely check out the VR section, too. I bet they'll let you cut in line.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, as you kind of just tipped us off to, you guys play games. Is there anything that you particularly like to be playing, especially from Bethesda?
Well, I just was checking out that Dishonored 2 display, and that looks insane. I can't wait to check that out. That looks really cool. All the stuff here, I think that it's really exciting with the VR stuff that's coming out, and I always love playing classic games on handheld devices.
All right, sounds good. Well, I know you guys have a concert.
Yes, you do.
That you're going to be putting on, so we don't want to take up too much of your time, but obviously, guys, thank you very, very much. This is Blink 182.
Thanks for having us.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, take a look at the Fallout Far Harbor trailer, then stay tuned because on the other side, we're going to be joined by Bethesda's Todd Howard to talk about Fallout 4 Skyrim. Here's the trailer.
Please, bring my daughter home.
We've paid our dues in blood and bullets. This is our fight. Our island. Not yours.
The fog can do a number on you. Get you all turned around.
Far Harbor has a right to the truth.
The people of Far Harbor need only peer out their windows to look upon the face of Atom himself, given form in holy fog.
I know peace can still be achieved.
Peace? You call murdering one of ours peace?
Careful. This could get out of hand real fast.
Welcome back to the Bethesda E3 Showcase, hashtag BE3. Morgan and I are always, but especially this time, very, very excited that Todd Howard, game director of Bethesda Game Studios, has joined us on stage. Todd, you've had one of those busy years since we saw you last year, and you talked about that Fallout 4 Fallout Shelter game.
Yeah, we've been very, very busy supporting the game. Our fans are amazing, and you saw some of that tonight, but we have so much stuff coming out because we love the games. We want to make them better for everybody.
Yes, you have been working on 3 add-ons, and you just announced 3 more add-ons. They Contraptions Workshop, Vault Tech Workshop, and of course, Nuka World. So, what exactly is Nuka World?
Nuka World it's actually going to be our last DLC for fall. We want to go out with a big one. So it is a big story-based DLC, new world area of the map to go to, and it's a big amusement park that's been taken over by raiders. We're going to have a lot more info as it gets closer to release in August.
So it's just to clarify, it's an amusement park that existed before the apocalypse.
It's a pre-war amusement
Got
park.
it.
Because it doesn't look that amusing
the
right
Disney
now.
World Hershey Park of Nuka-Cola, so it has all these areas. I don't want to spoil it yet.
No, I understand.
It's exciting, it's big, we think our fans are really going to love it.
Contraptions definitely caught my attention, especially the Rube Goldberg, the ball going down. How dynamic, how extensive can you play around with that? I mean, I assume you guys have been practicing that, and playing around with it back
actually,
at the
it's
studio.
we like to build toys for people to play with. You think of Mousetrap or Rube Goldberg machines, and so Contraptions lets us add a lot of switches, conveyor belts, elevators, and I think what our fans and the people who really like Workshop, what they're going to do with that's going to be pretty incredible.
The one thought I had is when you look at all that metal, and I just know all the aluminum, and I'm like, oh, I got to go out and look for some aluminum. How much resources is it going to require the player to gather to be able to make some more elaborate stuff?
Obviously, there's some, but we don't want that to be, a barrier to creating this thing you have in your head.
So I'm actually excited to make my own vault from the building standpoint, also because I really like experimenting on my vault dwellers.
Yeah. Morgan's
Adam
just a sweetheart, as we all know. Can I just point that out?
They work for me. But what does this actually add to the game?
So actually, with the Vault Tech one, it's not just being able to build the vault, but there's actually it's a workshop pack that actually has a quest to it and what it means to run the vault. There's a little bit of story there, and so you can have some fun with the dwellers.
And I will.
I definitely want to touch on mods because we're about to have the experience of console players able to experience mods. Obviously, the mods are built on PC. Can you've been dealing with the mod community for quite some time with your games. Can you explain to them exactly why this is such a big deal?
Yeah, I think we're seeing that already. We actually just passed 20 million mod downloads, which I think is incredible in a short period of time.
And when was it made available?
That's all in from the original PC launch, but most of that has been Xbox One in the last, maybe it's 2 weeks. I might have it slightly wrong.
But so people obviously have an interest in this kind of content. And
yeah, I mean, they're
like,
starving for that kind of experience. And we've worked really hard and long on getting that on console. We're doing the PS4 work now. There's, some complication there in every system to get it working. And so we think that modding, it's been great with PC gaming, but it's a great thing about our games where people can make it their own, where it's not just what we shipped, and they have this whole library and all of these things they could do with the game that instantly come up. So it makes the game live a very long life, and you see that with Skyrim, for example, on the PC, 5 years later.
Yes, we should talk about Skyrim. You showed Definitive Edition on the stage. Why are you revisiting this now?
We love Skyrim, and so we go back to it, and we had actually ported it. We did like an initial Xbox One port just to learn the system when we first got the Xbox One hardware, And really over the last year, we came back to it, and it's just to see that game come alive again, and how much fun we've had remastering the artwork. It really is a special game. It's like we're fans of it as well. We make the games for ourselves, so it scratches a very unique itch when you play it. It's hard to put down.
And I'm not clarifying, because when you showed like kind of the versions, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, but there's also PC, that this is more than just, you know, you more spit and polish on it. Like there is a lot of work that's gone into it that even a PC player can experience.
I couldn't hear your question completely, Adam.
I am
I
so
am not
sorry.
wearing a headset.
I just realized that.
We're sort of actually both wondering, like there's an Xbox version, a PlayStation version, but there's also a PC
There's
version.
an Xbox One version, there's a PS4 version, and then there's a PC version. Now we have, with Skyrim, we have remastered the art, so even the textures are, you know, they're even higher res than the HD pack that we did on the PC.
Gotcha.
And all of the shader work is much more advanced we had on the PC. But regardless, we feel that the PC players had a similar experience for a while if they get some really high-end mods. And because of that, if somebody owns all of the Skyrim stuff already on PC, we are going to entitle them a free copy of Special Edition on the PC.
Nice.
You know, our PC audience has been with us for a really long time. They also make the mods, so we felt it was the right thing to do.
I can feel a few subreddits just lighting up and great happiness as we speak. When is Definitive Edition coming out?
28th, October 28th.
Cool. I think we also have a question.
Yes, we do.
Yes, you want to read it?
I will read it to him because I'm closer. Dan2000 from Twitter wants to know, where do you get your inspiration and ideas for the amazing Fallout DLCs?
We actually do a thing at the end of each project called a game jam. Let everyone on the team do whatever they want, and they have to add it into the game. And a lot of the folks on the team, they're very, very creative. They come up with great ideas, and it's really something we look at it together and we say, okay, what are the best ideas in this game jam that we want to put into DLC or put into updates? Survival mode, which has been really popular, was a game jam idea that a few of the guys did, and that's really where the ideas come across. The whole team, great group, amazing group.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Fallout Shelter. Now, you announced it and released it at last year's showcase. How has it been doing for you guys?
Amazing experience. We were, last year, we've been busy this year. Last year was crazy leading up to this event where we're announcing and releasing a mobile game on top of Fallout 4, and it's a little weird. We say like 50 million people have played it. That's more people than every other Fallout game combined. So it's a little weird to think that is, there's just so many people.
That there might be someone out there playing Fallout Shelter that doesn't know the games that it was actually based on.
Obviously, there's this large group, which is bizarre to think. And so it's been a great experience for us developing on mobile, or a game that has a quicker dev time, lets us update it a lot. It is a lot of fun in a different way, something we enjoy. So it's been a great experience, and we're going to do more mobile games in the future.
How do the quests work in Fallout Shelter?
The quests, so what you do is you build an overseer's room, and from the overseer's room, there's a whole list of quests. They're like daily quests and quest lines, and then you form a party of 3 dwellers and you send them out. And you saw that in some of the footage where they will find buildings, be able to go into them, they'll meet new characters. So it's a really nice addition to the game and something that we've wanted, we think our players have wanted as well.
Now, you have a Fallout 4 VR demo right here.
Yeah.
What will people experience when they go check that out?
Well, for this, we've set people up near the Red Rocket with dog meat. And that really is, we had looked at it for a while. Should we do it, or what should we do with VR? And we had felt, as we were finishing up Fallout 4, it is the perfect game for us to do. Well, we made it, but it's the perfect game for VR, because I think when people think about VR, they want to be in a world. They want to walk around. They want to go anywhere. And so we have a demo here, but it's actually the whole game. If we don't kick someone off it, they can go down to Diamond City. Like, our view is, let's not make like a short version of Fallout 4. The promise is the whole game. And that's what we're going to be doing. It's just, the interface is already on your wrist. You can just pull it up and switch around, playing with the weapons. And it's exciting for us, where even though we've lived in the game, to step it into in VR, it becomes real on another level. And it's one of those things that I hate kind of describing.
Oh, no, it's really, really hard to do.
I think that's true. It's really true for a lot of VR stuff.
Yeah.
But this one is really, really clicked even more than we thought it would. We're really excited about it.
From the moment that VR looked like it was going to happen, you know, with Oculus, with Vive, and everything like that, the first game that I saw people talking about that they wanted to experience that was Fallout, and you have delivered it way earlier than I ever thought it was going to happen. So I mean, I'm incredibly excited. Todd, thank you so
Thank you.
much
As always,
for
it's great
stopping
to
by.
see you
Yes,
both.
always good to see you.
Yeah, we have a lot more Fallout to play, both Fallout 4 and Fallout Shelter.
Yes, we've got a lot more showcase for you as well. Remember to follow along on Twitter at Bethesda. Use the hashtag BE3. While we take a very quick break, take another look at the Dishonored 2 trailer, and when we get back, we'll talk with Harvey Smith.
Walk on gold dust woman, take your silver spoon and dig your grave. Wake up in the morning, see your sunrise lost to go down, go down. Did you make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love? Tell me, is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? Walk on, ancient queen, follow those who pale in your shadow. Rulers made by lovers, you better put your kingdom up for sale, up for sale. Did she make you cry, make you break down, shatter your illusions of love? Now tell me, is it over now? Do you know how to pick up the pieces and go home? Go home. Go home. Take the shadow.
Welcome back to the Bethesda E3 Showcase, hashtag BE3. I am Morgan Webb, and I'm here with Adam Sessler.
Hello.
What you got there?
Well, this is the Dishonored 2 Collector's Edition.
Yes.
That is Corvo's mask. You can see it right there. It is for real. It's really kind of cool. I might
Pretty
just
awesome.
run around the house and try to terrify my wife.
Sounds
Anyway.
like a plan.
That means we're talking about Dishonored 2, as you can tell. And we are joined by Harvey Smith, the co-creative director at Arcane Studios. Now, I don't know about you, Morgan, but after everything we got to see, I really do want to grill you, Harvey, about more details on Dishonored 2. But Morgan, you go
I'm
first.
ready because I'm going to have some questions
Look
about
at you.
Emily.
You're all ready.
So you showed off some of her powers on stage. Let's start with Far Reach and how this is similar to Corvo's Blink power and how it's different than that.
Yeah, so we started out knowing that we wanted to give Emily a mobility power like Blink, but we didn't want to just recreate Blink. So whereas Blink moves you rapidly through the world in a line, feels almost like a teleport, Emily's Far Reach is more elastic. You feel like a whiplash as it pulls you through the world. And it can be upgraded in different ways, pulling objects toward you as you saw in the trailer, and even snatching a person through the air and killing them when they arrive, or choking them out, because we've added a lot of non-lethal options this time as well, something fans asked for.
So let's talk a little bit about how Domino works.
Yeah, Domino is another power that's really creative. You start out being able to link 2 people, then you can link 3 or 4, depending on how you upgrade it. And players are already figuring out clever things to do. We have a scene where the Overseers have a firing squad. They're executing some heretics. And one player cleverly figured out, it was actually our lead designer, Dinga Bakaba. In the middle of a presentation, it just occurred to him, what if I link the guy in front of the firing squad and the guy executing these heretics? What will happen? And it worked, because the way we approach things, we didn't even have to think about it in advance. It just worked. The guy fired the pistol, and it killed the heretic, and it killed the firing squad executioner.
And let's talk about Mesmerize, which we also saw.
Yeah, so we showed Mesmerize tonight in the walkthrough of the Dust District. And basically, it's Emily summons an entity from the void, and it sort of takes the minds of a number of people. It can be upgraded as well. And they kind of mutter strange things. It was a really fun thing for me. And Sashka Duval, our narrative designer, worked on the lines for what they say when they're in a stupor, and it's really fun. It reveals things about them, and it's very Dishonored flavored. But they have no recollection of what happened, so you can move around them, you can go past them, and they won't remember that you were there. Or, of course, while they're in that state, you can assassinate them.
So now that we've just explored Emily's powers, which sound completely awesome, there is still Corvo Otano. He is retaining the powers from the previous game, but you've decided to kind of re-examine them again and expand sort of how you can improve them through the course of play.
Yeah, so it's an important thing about the game is that you can play from beginning to end as Corvo Otano, and all of the powers from the first game are back. Devouring Swarm, where you can send a rat swarm on someone, but those have all been upgraded in different ways. So now you can upgrade that so that there's a larger swarm, or you can have 2 swarms, or you can have a swarm of rats that follow you. So Possession is back from the first game, but it's upgraded in many different ways as well. So all of Corvo's powers from the Age of the Rat Plague are back.
So let's talk a little bit about the setting, because that's changed. What brings them there, and what's sort of the essence of the new setting, Karnaca?
Yeah, so, our art team and our design team worked very hard on Dunwall in the first game. We have this place that's inspired by London, Edinburgh, in the early 1800s, mid-1800s. And so for the new game, we both wanted to visit Dunwall again and see it on the next-gen consoles, see it made beautiful by the new Void Engine technology. But we also wanted to spend most of the game in a new environment. And so we traveled to the south, to Karnaca, which is very much like southern Europe. It has elements of Spain, Italy, and Greece. And that was originally our art director's decision, Sebastian Mitton, a driving force on our project. And he worked with our level design director, Christophe Carrier, and me, and our lead designer, Dinga Bakaba, and our narrative designer, Sashka Duval. We all worked together to envision what Karnaca would be like. What's the culture there? What are the songs? What are the foods? All of that is very different than Dunwall.
You were hitting on the notion of themed missions, that there was something that, if not one thing, there were elements that each mission was built around. I would love to hear you expand on that, because it really sounded interesting.
Yeah, so we've said that this time the missions are built around big, interesting themes, either from a fictional or gameplay standpoint. We had a little bit of this last time. If you imagine Lady Boyle's Last Party was a mission from the first game that took place in a costume party that everybody talks about. Right. You guys know. And so this time we wanted to go further with that. We worked very closely with our level design team. And you saw in the announced trailer the Clockwork Mansion, where Kiran Jindosh, the inventor, lives. The walls, floor, ceiling move. Tonight you saw the Dust District with its randomly occurring dust storms that change visibility and stealth a little bit. And then we also, at the very end of the presentation, demonstrated a crack in the slab with the time travel in the mission.
Which was incredible to look at. I just have to let you know.
Thank you.
How do you make sure, with like all this stuff going on, that you make it sort of accessible for new fans who are entering the world?
The question was, how do you make the game simultaneously for the new fans and the old fans? Yeah, so that's a real challenge. It's a really good question. We want enough touchstones to the original game that so people who are deep into the lore get it, but we also want to open it wide up. If you've never played Dishonored 1, this game still works. You don't have to know Dishonored 1. You can just jump into it, choose Emily or Corvo, and make your way through the adventure. On the other hand, if you know Dishonored 1 and the DLC, there are lots of things that you might have seen in the gameplay trailer where you will have a deep, resonant experience because you understand the world, the setting and some of the characters that are back 15 years older.
All right, so when are people going to be able to play Dishonored 2? When does the game come out?
So the game will be available November 11th, 2016.
All right. I'm very, very happy about that. I know I have to wait a few more months, but Harvey, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Honestly, I cannot wait to play this game.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. While that happens, take a look at the Elder Scrolls Legends trailer from tonight's showcase.
The Elder Scrolls show us what was and what yet will be. And they have revealed much to me.
Spare us your stories, old man, unless they can sharpen spears. Our war chief is dying. Our enemies are massing for another attack. We must prepare for battle.
We should go, Kellen. We have the scroll we came for. And this one smells blood in the wind.
Patience, Nog. I have words yet to speak here. Stories can do surprising things, Spear Maiden, whether they are true or not. And this is one you should hear. It comes from the Great War that nearly ended the Empire. It began when the High Elves slaughtered every Imperial blade, calling themselves the new Aldmeri Dominion. They and their allies swept through the land, and capturing the Imperial city itself. The Emperor fled north, leaving Cyrodiil to the invaders. This is the story of a forgotten hero who changed the very course of history.
Welcome back to Bethesda's E3 Showcase, hashtag BE3. I am Morgan Webb, and with me is Adam Sessler.
Hello.
It was just a year ago that id Software publicly showed Doom gameplay to the world for the first time. And as I recall, the crowd went totally crazy when they got their first glimpse at it, and for good reason.
Yes, and last month, Doom was unleashed in the world all over, and that's why we are here with executive producer Marty Stratton. Marty, this game was a long time in the making. I mean, it finally came out last month. I mean, what was that feeling to finally just have it out there?
It was amazing. It was the best feeling for our whole team. You know, we worked really hard on it. We put it in the fans' hands, and can't thank them enough for their embracing of it, their enthusiasm for it. We spent the first 5 days watching people play on Twitch, and to have that connection with people and see them play it was the best feeling for everybody at the studio.
And you got to see that they were better than you, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what always happens when I watch Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, you also announced that you're making some of the game, I believe the first level, free for everyone for the next week. For those that hopefully you've been treated to try out this awesome game, what can they expect?
Yeah, if you've heard about it, your friends have told you it's great. We wanted to make the first level of the game available. The game just jumps right into the action, so you don't have to sit through a bunch of cutscenes or anything like that. You get the whole first level, all of the difficulties. You can really explore the world, find the secrets, see a bunch of the enemies, and just have a great time. I mean, it's an addictive game, so we feel like people will play that first level and really want to play the rest of it.
So I want to get a little more information about the 2 new free multiplayer modes that you announced.
Yeah, absolutely. The first one is a kind of a one flag CTF mode, but we do it kind of Doom style. Doom's about movement. One of our modes, Warpath, was very popular. So in Exodus, the one flag CTF mode, the flags and the capture zone, or the capture zones and the flag move around a path throughout the world. So you're always moving, you're always trying to find those things. And then Sector is kind of a capture and hold zone-based mode. That's a lot of fun. And we've got three new maps that people are really gonna like.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about those maps. Have you been able to sort of take
not just the experience of making the multiplayer for Doom when it released, but watching some people playing out there. Have you taken some lessons from that and applied that to these new maps?
Yeah, absolutely. We're always watching the community, always watching what they're doing, how they play, how they like to play, using their capabilities and their equipment throughout. And these maps really balance also visual themes. You know, we've got one UAC map, one in Hell, and then one that my favorite map that we're actually showing here at BE3, where it's kind of like a UAC base space station has opened this portal to Hell, so you actually play both in the UAC and through a Hell experience. Really, really fun stuff.
Can we talk a little bit about the new demon, the Harvester? We saw it very briefly on stage. Can you tell us anything about that?
Yeah, absolutely. The Harvester's really nimble, very fast, move through the world really fast. Has almost like a lightning gun, magical type of attack, where he kind of takes enemies down. But then as he does that, builds strength. And then kind of his alternate ability is this massive radial damage that he can throw out after he's built up enough by killing other foes.
And we've talked about all this great DLC. Is there anything else that's coming out ahead of the DLC? I'm completely feeding you this question, as you can tell.
Yeah. No, we've got a really big update coming at the end of the month. We're really excited about it. We've really spent this first month listening to what people want, what they want to play, how they want to play the game. The update coming out, way too many features to list here, but across single player, multiplayer, and snap map, just a ton of stuff. New ways to play. We've got a center gun mode. If you're a classic Doom fan, you can play with the gun in the center. Another feature, photo mode, and then a bunch of fixes to the game that people have been wanting. So keep playing Doom, and we're going to keep supporting it.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick look at a trailer. We'll be back with Raph Colantonio to talk about Prey. So why don't you guys watch the Prey trailer?
Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. There is no duration set for this meeting. There is a 3 p.m. meeting in TranStar Conference Room A to greenlight research and development plans. Please confirm your attendance prior to arrival. The most recent test results from the Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032. You have a 9 a.m. appointment with Alex in his office. Good morning, Morgan. Today is Monday, March 15th, 2032.
Good morning, Morgan. Looks like we have some tests to run through today.
Good morning, Morgan. You're not going to like what I have to say next.
Welcome back to the Bethesda E3 Showcase, hashtag BE3. Now, Adam and I, of course, have changed locations,
Yes.
And we are joined by Raphael Colantonio. He is the co-creative director at Arcane Studios, and we are in a fantastic new location. I like it over here.
Oh, hi. It has drinks.
But before we do jump into today's big reveal, we should talk about, is Arcane 2 studios now? How are you guys working together?
I'm sorry, I can't hear very well. What?
So Arcane, you have obviously you have a team that's over in Lyon.
Oh, right.
You have a team that's over in Austin. Does this mean it's 2 studios, or is it still one studio with 2 locations?
Right. So it has been 2 studios since 2005, actually. And I came to Austin in 2005 and started the studio there as well. And so Dishonored was made in collaboration between the 2 studios, and whereas after Dishonored, we had Dishonored 2 made entirely in the French office, and Prey made entirely in the Austin office. We still collaborate, we still send experts from one office to the other, but it's pretty much each studio its own game.
All right, so now I think we should talk a little bit about Prey. Is this a sequel? How is this connected to the original game?
Right, so it's not a sequel, it's not a remake, it has no tie with the original Prey as is. It's more like a reimagining of the IP, arcane version.
Now, Raph, we are here. I think some of the audience has seen. We're here at the Tulip Bar. It's because this is kind of the part of BE3 Plus that is set up to represent Prey. This would have been a bar in the year 2032. So would you mind just kind of giving us a sense of where we are and how it fits into the game?
Yeah, so this is called the Yellow Tulip. It's the bar of the station. It might sound weird that we have a bar on the station, but
on a space station, not a train station. Space station.
The space station. And the reality is that it's a space station that was created by a huge high-tech corporation. So it's a place where scientists are welcome to work, and so it's very welcoming, very attractive to the best scientists in the world. So there are all these really cool facilities, such as sports rooms and also like artificial parks with trees that have been engineered, etc.
No, so the space station itself looked huge. Can you explore it? How much of it can you see?
Yeah, so one thing that is interesting to note is that it's not a mission-based game like Dishonored, where it's mission, level after level. This one is more like a contiguous space, like it's one big area that you can revisit in every, you can come back to earlier places and visit it in different contexts. So you can visit in and out, because you can also go in 3G.
Not 3G, 0G, 0Gs. 3G is an old.
Yeah, even 3G.
It's been a long day for all of us.
So you can fly 0G around the station and have access to different areas this way using airlocks and visit extra content.
Obviously, one of that signature style of Arcane is giving the player the tools, and they figure out how they want to play with the tool set that you've given them. I assume that is still the case with Prey?
Totally. It's part of our values. A lot of it is based on the simulation, so we really have the game resolve situation for us, and inherently that is full of choices for the player, because they explore with their own play style, try different things, and then the game let them try it. In addition to that, we also have obvious choices related to the story, who you help, who you don't help, because there are some other people on the station, space station, that are still alive, and I don't want to talk too much about it,
No.
but there will be some consequences toward the choice you make.
So let's talk about the aliens that we saw in the trailer. Can we talk a little bit more about them?
Yeah, so we'll see more of them at the QuakeCon. Those are called the Typhoon organism. So they're alien species, and they have their own ecology, so they have their own purpose. They have weird powers. They can hide, they can mimic things. And you can acquire their powers. So I don't want to talk too much more about it, but you'll see.
Well, I have the most hard-hitting question. Did you name the character after me?
Yes.
Perfect. I'm done here. Thank you.
No, the reality is that we wanted a gender-neutral name so that the player could choose if you want to play a male or a female character.
Is there like a bald janitor called Adam?
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there. Yeah, it's an idea. Well, Raph, obviously that was very exciting to see the announcement today. Thank you so much for joining us and explaining a little bit more about the trailer. I cannot wait for QuakeCon because you got me very, very excited.
All right, guys, everybody at home, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to know all the news as it happens, all you got to do is follow at Bethesda, or you can always go to Bethesda.net to get more info on everything you saw here tonight. Now it is time for Blink 182 to
Yes,
take
I just want to say a big thank you to Bethesda, a huge thank you to Morgan Webb for putting up with me for like the past 3 hours on camera. It's always good to do this with you. Raph, thank you guys as well. Yes, Blink 182 is about to play, and we're about to go listen. Thank you all.